Welcome to the UpStreamLife.com. I'm your founder and editor, Vishal Krishna. My guest today is Shwetha R Prasad. She's a popular Kannada film actress. She's acted in several soaps. She's going to talk about her transformation from being a model to becoming an actress to becoming a CEO and founder of a company called Sakkath Studios. Enjoy this interview. By the way, this interview is brought to you by Finverse.guru. It's an app that allows you to reskill, upskill in finance, and it is for all of you BCom students and other students who love finance. So go check them out. Shwetha, how are you?
I'm all good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm very good. Being a business podcast, I'm so happy to have you. You're an actress plus a businesswoman.
Yes.
We'll talk about everything. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
First thing, you're an architect,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
How did this movie thing happen? But why did you choose architecture?
I was very sure that I did not want to do science, but I was too intelligent. My dad said, if you do arts, I'll get you married. Don't even bother studying. I wanted to do psychology or journalism, but arts was for somebody who scores below 40. So I was a very good, intelligent student. I was forced to choose science. So something between arts and science was architecture because it's blend of both.
Was it because your dad was an engineer too?
Yeah, that was one of the reason. But I did not have any idea about architecture. We didn't have, in my town, there was no architecture college. That was one ticket for me to Bangalore as well. So I thought architecture is
You're a small town girl, would you say? Were you in Shimoga?
Yes, yes.
How was life growing up there?
It was very different, to be honest. People are very innocent. Even today, life is very slow, peaceful, I would say. And I don't think we have as many distractions as we have in Bangalore. It's like a retirement pensioner's paradise. Any day you want to go back to normal living, I think that is called normal living, where people live in peace and they're happy there.
Bangalore used to be like that once.
I don't know. I haven't seen that Bangalore yet.
You've not seen that
No,
Bangalore
not
now?
at all.
Okay. I told you I've been in Bangalore forever. At least till I was 16, it was called Pensioner's Paradise. But now it's whatever it is, you see that. Okay, so you come down here, you choose architecture. You were in RB college,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Did you pursue that career at all?
Yes. For 3 to 5 years, I was working under a couple of architects and then I started freelancing. I started my own firm and then got stuck with a client where I was like really tired. The project got delayed for a long time. Then I wanted a break. Then I thought to myself, I've done enough for the money. I need peace. What do I do? Then I thought I'll volunteer for some NGO. And I started working for an NGO. For 6 months, that's when I got this offer as an actor.
As an actress, okay. She's also the CEO of Sakkath Productions?
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
Sakkath means great, right? in
Yes.
Kannada, right? Let's talk about the business and let's get to your career also. The production house is to discover talent,
Yes.
right? The production house is to make wholesome content
Yes.
for Kannada and other South Indian cinema.
Yes.
The fact that today there's so much content out there that makes a lot of noise, I'm glad to have a person like you here who says there has to be meaningful, wholesome content. What does your production house solve in that case?
So we want to give good content and, media is really updated today. People has access to Korean movies, Turkish movies, all kind of movies. So we have to be there up to the mark and we are no less than Hollywood if you see. And we can provide great content. And nobody wants to see Hollywood here. They want to see what we can do locally and how we can, show our culture in a beautiful way. And that's what we want to do in Sakkath Studio.
No, you just read my mind when you said Korean. I was in Kolar last year, traveling and meeting a lot of folks there. I'm also from there originally.
Okay.
And there were a bunch of these 8th standard, 9th standard girls that I ran into. And they were all looking at Korean movies.
BTS.
BTS, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you were right. If they can, that means kids are discovering good content.
They have access to all kind of content throughout the world. So now you need to be updated. You can't be giving Malgudi Days now. Of course, it's a classic. Even today, people will watch. You have to do something better than that today.
I'm glad you said Malgudi Days. Nobody talks about it anymore.
Oh, it's a classic.
I would suggest people you should check it out. And it's also something that Kannada industry offers for the world, in fact, not just India.
Yeah.
You want to get that back. Let's look at all the pieces of what good content means. There is a lot of noise in social media. There's influencer marketing, which we are not a fan of, both of us.
Yeah.
There is influencer marketing. There's films. There are people out there who say that Kannada industry is small. But I have to disagree with that, and that's where you come in, right?
It's definitely not
Right?
small. Yeah.
So how are you building it? How are you building this? How do you discover people write to you and say, I have this script, can I share it with you? Is that how it works?
Right now, we had our own script. I mean, we had the stories and we're building the script. We have hired few script writers and we are working with a couple of teams who work on the script. So we're working together. And eventually, maybe we'll have our own scripting team as well. If somebody is great at scripting, they can join us. And we did that for a couple of series. And so we plan to build a whole, company. Fully equipped, but we're there. We are yet to.
No, I mean, I wish you all the best there because I think it's a need of the hour to have great content from Karnataka. Let's say Karnataka is not just Bangalore. A lot of people just look at Bangalore and say, oh, it's a small market. But Kannada movies in the old days were great. No, you would agree with me.
Of course. Now that we have Kantara, it's broken all the record. That is a proof itself what we can do to the industry.
Absolutely.
Though it's the story from Karnataka, our culture. So it's so beautifully done.
And you said it. And there would be so many such stories. Do you think people should write to you there for Sakkath Productions? I mean, that's how you discover them. Do they write to you or do you go
we
there
interact.
You interact, right?
Yeah.
So do you have an email there that they can write to you on?
Yeah, right now they can mail at sakkathproductions@gmail.com.
That's great. I'll put it on the description, guys. Guys, I had to bring that in context because her career she was discovered strangely in a very strange manner. We're going to discuss this. But her career encompasses the fact that she wants to bring back great movies, great films to the Kannada industry, which has not happened of late, right? It's only thanks to Kantara suddenly. I mean, Kannada industry is very strange after 90s, right?
Yeah.
There'll be one hit, the whole nation will talk about it, and then it's forgotten for the next 5 years, and again, that same cycle continues. But it was not it was not so in the 60s and 70s and the early 80s. Kannada movies were ruling the roost, I heard.
Of course.
Right? So your discovery as an actress, it was just a picture that was put out there by your husband, and that happened. And you didn't get into acting till you got married.
Yes. So I did not, think that I'll one day become an actor. My husband posted a picture of me going to my NGO working. I had a theli, a regular bag and a salwar. He just clicked and he liked it. Just the regular me. No, it was not a photo shoot, no makeup done. He posted it and the producer and some channel people saw that picture and I don't know what they saw in it. They were particular that they wanted to cast me in that serial. And I wasn't sure about it because TV industry is very weird for women especially. I was married and I had no training in the thing and I wasn't sure because I was earning decent in architecture. I had studied for 5 years, worked for 5 years. After 10 years of that, I wasn't ready to give it up. And I wasn't sure how the pay scale is here in the industry. Yeah. So first day when they spoke about the money, I was like, I pay this much for my carpenter a day. And that's how it was. And I wasn't sure at all. And for women, after 5 years, if you see, as they age, they do not get enough opportunities.
Yeah,
so they
I
give you.
Ask about that too. It's tougher for women.
Yeah. So that decision was very difficult for me. I was like, should I just try it for 3 years and then come back home and start with my architecture?
But did you give yourself 3 years after you got selected in the audition?
Yes. So it's been 6-7 years now.
What was the screen test? Did you have a particular line to say?
So I said no to the producer when they called me. And then they said, no, just come and give an audition. I'm like, okay, cool. And I told Pradeepa, I'll do horribly so that they don't select me because they're not listening to me.
Yeah,
I don't
Pradeepa
want to.
Is your husband.
Yes.
He was a RJ back then.
Yes, he was. So I don't want to get into it. I'll do a horrible audition so that they reject me and I'll come back. He knew. He took me to the audition and I didn't know who was the director, camera. I had no camera sense. I didn't know where the camera was, where I was supposed to see. They gave me a paper and it had a page full of dialogues. I learned it. So my memory was good. I just said the whole thing with no emotions at all.
Yeah, that's also because you're an A student, right? You've done very well and I don't know, perhaps looking at the script, it sounded easy for you.
Yeah. So it's a storytelling. So I was good at memorizing and I told the entire script without any emotions in it. I just told and I stepped out and I met a man there. I was like, I did horribly. They'll say no. And they're like, you'll be selected. I thought he must be somebody from the production. I'm like, I saw his face. I'm like, what does he know? Anyways, I walked out. And then the next day call came and they were like, you're selected and let's do the costumes. They did not ask if I wanted to do. They said, you're selected. Okay. And tomorrow is the teaser shoot and let's talk about the costume.
I thought intimidating.
Yeah. And I was like, if I say no, maybe it's a loss to them. And I was scared. I was too scared to say even no. I just went to the set next day. They took my measurements and we did the shoot. The first day was very, very horrible. I really failed to do the first teaser, and it was a very simple shot, but I didn't know anything, the language of acting. I didn't know whom to face, what to do, no screen presence, nothing. So the director spoke to me in a higher tone, and I was so embarrassed in between so many people, and I went aside. I said, I can't do this. Then it's like, why do you think you can't? Because you're screaming. I'm not used to it. I'm respected in my, I don't want to come here being a student and, start from scratch and you yelling at me. And I was like, okay, I promise you, I won't yell at you. Just do what you are said to do. Then I'm like, okay, let me just blindly listen to him and I'll do that. And I did that. And I started doing only that. But eventually we had a great rapport, me and my director. He just said that if you are open to learning, you can do it. Then I decided to be a good student. I was like a plain canvas. You choose the color, you paint. I'm just a canvas. And I started listening to him and doing. And all he said is, we want the way you are as a person. That is what we want on screen. So don't act. And I was not watching any of the series back then, Serial.
Absolutely. Nobody watches Serial.
Yeah. So
especially from your background, being an architect. And
I was in hostel for a long time. There was no TV. And I'm not a fan of Serial as well because it was too much of drama. So I wasn't aware. And he said, don't watch because we don't want that. It is a new kind. And the first thing I told is I can't cry. Because I'm not a person who'll sit and cry.
Did you learn how to cry later?
After 4 months, with a lot of glycerin, I managed, but I look very bad when I cried. So they took that part out. They made me a very happy character.
but that's history, right? But no pressure. 3,000 women were auditioned for that show,
Yes,
right?
yes. I was surprised. The hero was ready, a very handsome, good-looking guy. And I'm like, why me? I don't know anything. But the character was very simple, who had to tolerate everything from 6 in-laws. That's all. So I looked very innocent, I guess.
But did it teach you how to handle in-laws?
Yeah, maybe. But my in-laws are great. So I didn't have any...
I'm just kidding. So 3,000 women and you being selected, that's fantastic. And that's how you start.
Yes.
That ran for what, 700 episodes?
700, 2.5, 3, almost 3 years.
Man, and you put up with it.
Yes, yes. They wanted to do it more. Then I was like, I'm done. Because there was no story more and it was very monotonous. So, yeah.
And a lot of the housewives there would disagree because some people want the show to be
they're like, why did you stop? It was so great. We want to see. I'm like, there was nothing more in it. There's no drama, but they love the show.
What did that do to you? I mean, did you stop being an architect at the time and now as you made the transition, was it easier? Was it always 50-50?
It was always 50-50. Even today, I do take up projects because whenever I have free time, I think I can manage with designing part. So I do take it up. So that was the conversation between me and my producer that I'll do 15 days of acting and 15 days of architecture. But because I was new to it, I had to give my 100% to it. So I had to stop for 3 years. And then I started getting opportunities. I couldn't continue with architecture. So I've given a break.
What was it like from your family, which is basically academic and, your dad's an engineer, your mother's a teacher?
Yeah.
Did they have reservations on this?
If it was before marriage, maybe they would have said no. I'm sure they would have said no. Because I was married, I was my husband's responsibility. And since he was in media, they had a talk. So now she's getting into media, it's your responsibility.
And he had you covered. So they believed that he could safeguard you in that.
That was their belief. And he was there as a moral support to me. Even today, he is there. But I think it's your decision if you want to do it or not. So I don't believe that, you need somebody's support or help. Of course, it's very helpful if the whole family is cooperating.
Yeah.
And since my parents were there in my hometown, they wanted to see me every day. So TV was a great blessing in that.
Did that change your life?
Of course it did. In a good way. In a very great way, it did change my life.
How? What would you say?
Now, even if
a lot of people notice you, that can be a good thing, but a lot of people can't handle that also. How did you handle it?
I didn't let it hit my head. I mean, I've taken it... it's just another profession, honestly. Of course, you're popular and you're recognized, but it's a responsibility as well. So you take it up as a responsibility and you draw a line. You know what to show in front of people and what not. You're still acting. That's what I would say. When you're in front of people or the camera, you're still acting, even when you're not doing a series. But now you can reach too many people, and that's the power you have. So today, if I want to do any business as well, people will support me. for the kind of characters I've done, it's been positive. I've been taking a lot of positive roles. Like the second project was a teacher role.
Okay.
And that had absolutely nothing negative. When people say it's TV and it's too much of drama, my role was very, very simple. A well-educated girl handling the entire family in a very positive way. So this is what I say, how you can bring a change.
Yeah, you were telling me that earlier.
Yeah. So then I chose not to do any dramas. I told them I want to be positive as a character. I don't want to do the same in-law thing. I don't want to sit and cry. I don't want to poke my nose. So that's indirect way of telling the society not to do certain things. Because when you show a protagonist, she's always minding everybody else's business when her life itself is in deep shit. So in a very sensitive way, you can tell them, you can talk to your producers or the content makers that this is the kind of content you want to make because this is the kind of role you want to play. And they obliged and it went beautifully. And that's why people like me, because the kind of role I did.
And now that you're in the discovery of people and you want to do your own thing, let's talk about content as a business itself. It's a very difficult business. Not many people realize it. And, people look at that 1% and they think that, we have done it. The thing is to be consistent. Like you've been consistent for a decade.
Yeah.
And same with me. I've been doing this for a while. But the glamour is necessarily not money. It's a lot of hard work, right?
Of course.
Would you say that to younger people watching this?
Yes, definitely. If people think if they're good looking and if they can do lip sync for TikTok, you can, be an actor. No, it's much more than that. You need to know business. You have to be fit all the time because most of them are in early 20s where you're in good shape of your, body.
Absolutely.
Eventually, in your 30s or 40s, you still need to be consistent. And when you're talking about acting, do you see really your future, the next 20, 30 years? Or is it just one or two movies? Do you just want fame? Or do you really want to be in the business? And the market? That's the question. I don't think they look...
you need to look deeper. You're saying it's not easy.
Yeah.
Shwetha, I want to talk about women in this industry. How safe is it for them? I'm a novice in that industry because people don't look twice when they say a guy is joining it. But when a woman is joining it, parents are scared.
Yeah.
But I keep telling parents also that women should be part of this industry. It's a very expressive industry.
Yes.
But you were also right in my previous question. You told me that you got to look at the long run of it and not the short run. It's not the fame.
Yeah.
How safe is it for women?
I think it's 100% safe because I've been in the industry for 8 years now and I haven't come across any such thing.
Okay.
I haven't heard about casting couch or anything. It's absolutely safe. It depends on the person. If you're sure about your talent and if you're sure that you only want to do what you're here for, then it is safe. People look up to you for your talent, not for anything else.
Absolutely.
So I think it's safe. People don't have to think too much. Be it for men or women, it's safe.
You know what I like about the current world is, things like YouTube and all of them. Yes, there's a lot of content, but young creators can actually get there and showcase their talent. Right?
Yes.
Is that a good thing to do necessarily?
If they really have talent, yes. So when you don't have talent,
yes. Is there a lot of noise?
Of course it is. So most of them don't have any talent and, just looking very beautiful, being glamorous and using a lot of filters and makeup.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, so it's half of them are fake. If you meet them in person, they look so different than the profile because it's mostly the filters, not them. So if you really have the talent and if that is what you're showcasing, then it's great. But if you're trying to be something else, and I think everybody is trying to imitate somebody big.
Oh yeah, that's not acting, is it?
Yeah.
Correct.
So now if you want to be another Kim, another Katrina, but where's your individuality? We need to see what you are as a person. We don't have to try to be somebody else, right?
Yes.
So if you're just trying to, do some lines, then that you're not going
Doesn't
to be.
cut it.
No.
Yeah, I'm curious to know now. You never went to acting school.
Mm-hmm.
I think those 700 episodes were the acting school.
Yes, of course.
Did you have to memorize lines and all that?
Memorizing lines was very easy because...
Kannada is natural to you.
Yes. So that wasn't the question. But to enact, because you're not aware of your own body gestures, how you talk, how you... It's very difficult and somebody is constantly capturing and the next day you go and watch and I'm like, oh God, you look ugly in this angle. You look ugly when you cry. And you're very harsh on yourself, especially when you see yourself.
So it's also about expression, you're
saying. Yes. So you need to constantly, check on yourself and keep upgrading yourself. That's so important. And I don't think as a person, I never spent enough time in front of the mirror as well. So I wasn't really...
Yeah, a lot of people recommend that if you want to do public speaking, go talk to the mirror.
Yeah, because you'll be aware of how you move, how you talk and all that. I did not see my future here, and I wasn't ready for it. And it was very difficult. But I was too shy to even look at myself the first 100 episodes because I felt everything was ugly about me and everything was bad.
Did you see the whole show? At least did you watch those 20 minutes of the show?
No, I'm like, oh my God, I can't look at myself. And I stopped because the more I see, I become conscious and not do anything. I knew that it was a learning process and eventually I'll get it. And I had the patience. And luckily, the directors also had the patience.
Oh, so it's all about the people you work with. I mean, if they're good, you're sorted.
I completely give the credit to my director because he had the patience to teach me. So though I was, an adult good at something else, I was a fresher here.
Okay.
And it is very important that you acknowledge that, accept that you're not great and you want to learn.
Okay.
That's how, only when you're ready to learn, you can do it.
Okay. Now, getting down to influencer marketing, it can mean many things for different people.
Yes.
I think influencer marketing is important, but I have told you what I think about it. But you're saying that there has to be a balance somewhere. A lot of people go to influence marketers today, brands and everything of that side, right? I mean, how do you define that form of content creation? Because you're also an influencer. I look at you, you have a huge following on Instagram. How do you balance that? What is that medium for?
See,
because the views don't really necessarily mean great content, right?
The numbers are bullshit, honestly. Yeah. So I think it's a responsibility of yours. If you have the power to influence somebody, what are you trying to influence? First of all, if I ask you, who are the influencers who has played a major role in your life? Can you name some?
I mean, in sports, I can name them in
anything,
sports.
Yeah.
In the younger lot, I like Virat Kohli.
Huh.
Okay. In the older lot, I like Brian Lara.
See, they played well.
Yeah,
apart from
well.
looking great and endorsing all the brands, they had the content.
Yes,
I mean,
and people who are not on social media. I mean, these are people who wrote great books like Gore Vidal.
Right.
Those kind of people.
Yeah. So you like for what they're good at.
Yes.
Apart from their looks or social media presence, they had something that you were influenced.
Yes.
Those are the kind of influencers we need. Unless they have something, you can't just show.
It's actually so well said. I mean, I follow somebody because they're good at what they are.
Yeah.
They're not reinforcing my mind to buy something.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So if you talk about bigger brands today, I wanted to buy Rolex. I was trying to find them on Instagram. They don't do great Instagram marketing though. You can't find their products influencing. They don't give out their products. And I was like, but I still want to buy. Why? Because they're really good at making watches. That's it. They are genuine watchmakers and they have a legacy. They know what they're doing.
I'm so glad you say this. That means you're saying even if you get an influencer marketing person, that person should know the subject.
Yes.
It's not the followers might not mean anything, but the subject.
Yes.
You're so right. The other time you're telling me that people will do a short course of a month and say, I'm ready to talk about any subject. That doesn't cut it for you.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. So now I'm also a yoga instructor. I did 1.5 months of, yoga course. And I did put in my bio then I edited because 1.5 months of yoga knowledge is not enough. Be an instructor. It's much deeper than that. Every subject, I don't think you can learn anything in 15 days. Yeah. Is there anything you can? I don't think you can make an egg in 15 days.
No.
Yeah. So how can you be great at some subject within 15 days and you can say that you're certified to teach somebody? So now we are following all these kind of people who are certified in 15 days, who just learned everything in a surface level. Those are our teachers and those are our influencers. Imagine they themselves don't know anything. What will we learn from them?
It's very brutal. I mean, not what you said, but the world is brutal out there.
Yes.
Because it's all about short term and making money quickly. Yeah. And brands are happy to go into that. I hope they realize that work with people who know what they're saying. Right. Yeah. I'm glad you made my day. I'm gonna go home happy. So where is that industry heading for you? I know you do a lot of shoots for some brands, and which is interesting. Is that industry here to stay, or is there we need to have a right balance of the old and the new?
I think influencer marketing is going to die in next 3 to 5 years because nobody is getting benefited. Who is going to get? So now the company who's not made a good product.
Oh yeah, okay? Tell me about that. It's a product.
Yeah, the product is not great, but they will hire beautiful models who have great body already and the face. They don't need the product to make them beautiful. They're all ready. But they'll just put their clothes on them and say that...
and money, push the do marketing on that.
No, they're not even paying the models much.
No, they're not?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yes.
Young girls are not making money?
No, I don't think so because initially there were bigger Yeah, they were bigger influencers. Say you pay 1 lakh to an influencer and ask them to make one ad and they'll do it. Somebody who's good. Today, you have influencers working for 1,000 to 5,000. So the companies think they can buy 20 of them. Instead of one person, I'll buy 20 of them who have great numbers and reach, and we will do the endorsing. And people will see that and buy once, because the second time it's not worth buying. So who's making money?
It's true. Nobody is doing anything.
Yeah, and if
the
they
brand's
have,
just spending all its money, there's no ROI.
yeah,
And that's scary. And you're actually spoiling the career of the kid.
yeah,
The person who says, I'm an influencer.
Yeah.
They're not deep. So all you young boys and girls, please go deeper into the knowledge.
Yes.
And all your brands, think differently.
Yes.
This is, how did you think about all this? A lot of people don't think about all this, or neither do they speak about it.
because
Shwetha?
I've been in the industry, I've been looking at it, because I'm spoiled by choices too, because I get offered by brands which I don't really want to endorse. Though they pay me well, sometimes I say no, especially I'm very choosy, honestly. I have done a couple of products, at least they've paid me really well. Only then I've endorsed.
Being you,
Uh-huh.
do people think that your honesty sometimes is not is not correct for them? Because I get that told all the time. Do you face that?
Of course.
How
So
do you handle that?
I just
So you
ignore.
endorse what you want to do. That's
Yes,
it, nothing
absolutely.
else.
Because I think I represent that product, and because people trust me, the people who follow, even if one person is buying, they should be happy at the end of the day. Okay, she said that, and that's why. Because a lot of followers who follow me, they do say that they bought this product because of me, and I don't want to cheat them. And trust is the main thing. From the brand to everybody, I think trust is the main element. If you trust them, then you can buy. Blindly, you follow some brand now. Say, let's talk about Tata. You blindly follow the brand because of the person, and you just believe it, that everything about it associated with is true, and it can never go wrong. This is the kind of belief we have.
So you're basically, by the way, she used the word Tata as an example, by the way, just to put it out there. It's true that you don't buy something just because somebody's influencing you.
Yeah.
And today it's gone to another level, in especially because smartphones everywhere.
Yeah.
There's so much misinformation everywhere. Do you see that as a problem with kids?
course.
Your cousins who are younger than you, they're just buying time, no? They're
Yeah.
just giving the time to the phone and to the brands.
Yes.
But again, like, it's funny that I think it's only the tech companies making the money.
Exactly.
And nobody else is making the money.
Yeah,
Isn't
yeah.
that true?
Yes, absolutely. I went to my hometown, my mother's hometown, which is a very small village in North Karnataka. So my brothers had, all my cousins, who did not, who were thinking twice to even do their graduation. They had their Oppo or Vivo
whatever
phones in their
phones,
hand. They were doing TikTok. And they were missing out all the family fun. I went all the way from here to spend time with the family, but they were busy on the phone.
Wow.
Yeah. And what were they watching? They were watching TikTok or these reels,
Yeah.
which is of no use. What will they learn out
It's
of it?
interesting. So we have brands that don't understand the white elephant, which is digital marketing. You have influencers who have no deep knowledge. You have kids giving time to this.
Yes.
And I'm glad we are of our age or our generation. Did you discover this slowly, or is it because when you grew up you had none of this, and therefore you're able to tell the difference between what's authentic and what's not?
Yeah, maybe because I grew up in different time. I know
Yeah.
the value of time and what exactly you have to put your time for. These are waste of time. And I was realizing the other day because I do this mobile internet detox some days, and I eat a lot. I think I have overeating problem as well. I just realized that I switched off my phone. There was no notification from Zomato or Swiggy. I did not order anything that day, and I was perfectly all right. The day you open your Insta because somebody is posting the favorite dessert from Italy or somewhere, they're traveling, you see that and you start
Peer
craving for
pressure.
that, and you order something here. But is that really required? No. And in fact, it's spoiling your health. You're
Conspicuous
overeating.
consumption is the
Yeah.
problem.
So just keep it away and you'll be fine for a day.
Wow, and I'm going to follow that too. You're right. I have
Yeah.
the same problem. Today, ordering coffee is so easy.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. The other day, I was sitting here and there were a few guests coming over, and I was about to order Starbucks.
Mhm.
And Starbucks is super expensive in India.
Yeah.
For those of you watching abroad. And my partner came to say, and he said in Kannada, Guru, cost jasti idea nina." It's true, right? He
Right.
said there are brands that are cheaper.
Yeah.
But the point is, because somebody was coming from abroad to meet me,
You
I thought
had
it's
to do it.
Starbucks. And you don't think, you just order.
Yeah.
And that's the power of the internet for you, right? Because
Yes.
others may like it, you're
Yeah.
falling for the peer pressure, and you
Yeah.
order. And
Yes.
the internet makes it so much more easier,
Yes.
just like that.
Yeah.
But it's true. For me, how many people like you are in the industry today?
Very
I
good.
mean, let's be honest about this. we have to go there and we have to be like what we are.
Yeah.
Our industry is not very supportive. It's very vindictive. Would you say that? With the media, it is vindictive. I know. People have been vindictive on me. Would it be the same in acting?
I guess it is the same in every industry, right? It's not just in journalism or acting. It's the same in every industry.
How do you handle yourself? How do you handle yourself? Saying no to projects, saying no to directors? Or how do you handle yourself?
Because I see this in a larger perspective.
Okay.
I'm not trying to do anything for now. I want to survive in this for a long time. And my vision is for next 20, 30 years. It's not for now. It's okay if I'm doing okay now, but because I'm sure that I'll be doing better eventually. So I look at life in the largest perspective.
Did your husband play a major role in this kind of thought process? Because he was there already. He had done this for 17 years before, prior to that, right? How did he rub off on you saying that this is how we got to run this?
We do have healthy communication things. Every now and then we talk, and I look at him working harder, and he's growing every day, and we do discuss work, but partially though. We do not discuss in detail. So he does influence me in a...
Do you think you're lucky?
Of course I am.
That way, I mean, in terms of having a husband who understands...
Not just for the husband. I think I'm lucky in general.
You're lucky in general?
Touch it, yeah.
I hope it continues.
Yeah.
Tell me about it, right? I mean, he's from the media world. And you just got into acting by chance again, thanks to his photograph that he put in.
Yes.
Does he regret that he got you into that scene?
I asked this question just 2 days back.
You asked him 2 days ago?
Yes. Okay. Just do you see a difference in me as a person? Not professionally. I think I'm doing great, and he's happy that I'm doing good in this. But as a person, are you happy for what I am? I've changed, of course, through years, and it's a bigger exposure. What do you think? He's like, yeah, you're happy, and I'm happy that you're doing great, and you've evolved as a person because you have a larger perspective of life, and you have good ideas and intention, and you're executing it. So he's happy. So I think I'm doing great if my husband is happy about it.
No, that's great. See, he was the voice of Bangalore for a very long time, right? So RJ Pradeepa is who he is. And I mean, it's very funny. This is a question I want to ask you. I mean, couples of the same veneer, of the same professions, what are your two things to detox from the industry?
I travel a lot, and without him as well, I do a lot of solo. It's not that you have to do all the romantic trips because he's super busy, and I love traveling. I think when you're young, you need to do whatever you're capable of. Europe trip later, pictures, that you can do after 50, but now it's about adventure, and physically you're capable of doing a lot of things, which you have to do it now, but I can't keep waiting for him because he's super busy. So I just travel alone, and he gets his space and I get mine, which is very important.
Which is important for a relationship.
Yes.
Yeah, that's super nice of you to share that with us. Also tell us, now we're in the world of OTT. Clearly, today you have these internet companies telling you that this is the way forward.
Yes.
Cinema versus OTT. People sometimes say you don't even have to go to a cinema anymore. I'll watch it on the app.
Yeah.
Do you see consumer behavior changing, and do you see the world being chaotic at this point of time?
Yes. So recently I went to watch one of the movies where people are so used to watching OTT in their house with the phone, they're too noisy. They keep eating. They have forgot how to behave in a theater. They keep yelling, talking to each other loudly. They come with a family with a bunch of, bag full of nachos. They eat it very loud, and they keep screaming and using their phone. And so the point is, you can fast forward in your phone. Here you can't. So if you're bored, it's a chance for you to talk loudly in the theater, which is very, very annoying.
Very rude.
Very rude. And they need to behave in theater. So that's what I observed. And now people are getting used to OTT. They don't want to, unless it's Bahubali or KGF, which is larger than life. They will not come and watch in theaters because it's the same experience in your phone.
You know what scares me if you say that? I'm only worried that the large production houses who can afford these big budgets will take our cinema and screen time, and then they'll put it on OTT and take our screen time. Yeah. What about the younger talent? And that's why you come in, and I'm so happy that you're saying this. I think the smaller production houses need support.
Yeah.
I think that's where talent gets discovered.
Yes.
In the old days, we used to discover people in kacheris. They did not have the Rajkumars, or the Akkineni Nageshwar Raos, NTRs of the world, right? Or maybe even Vishnuvardhan. I don't know. Do you think that should change? Or is this here to say these big production houses will rule the cinema, and that the small OTT people like you and me have to fight to get screen time on the OTT with all the tech companies?
No, as long as you make good content, I don't think you have to fight for anything. People do appreciate.
Like Kantara was the prime
Yes.
example.
Yeah.
I hope there's a repeat in a sense.
Yeah.
That was a classic word of mouth. A lot of people. It's funny. Okay, when the movie became a massive success, everybody said it belonged to one party funding this. It's so wrong.
Yeah.
By then it had steamrolled into something bigger.
Yes.
Do you think that changed? I hope more younger people come and appreciate movies made by people like you.
Yeah. Yes. It is going to happen, but they're just not sure about the market because Rishabh was also he knew the business. He was a movie maker, but it gave confidence to new movie makers that if the content is good, it will win, irrespective of how big the movie. I mean, how big funded the movie is.
The size of the funds.
Yeah.
Is getting funds difficult for a Kannada movie today?
To be on OTT is difficult. It's different. But to make movies, I think we have a lot of producers. As long as you have a good content, people will fund you. And you need to just prove them that you have done something and you are capable of doing. It's not really difficult.
So you've been traveling. Do you see, I'm talking about models that we saw that today everybody says South Indian films are big today.
Yes.
Yeah, we've had a good run, thankfully. What model should we adopt to make sure that we put good content out there? You said great product should come out all the time. Do you think young people want to watch this good content or shorter form of content, or what do they want?
We have to give them all kind of,
That's clear.
Yes, because not everybody might not have 3 hours to sit and watch. So they might want to watch
1
something
hour.
45 minutes. So you should be able to cater all kind of audience. So that's where the OTT platform plays an important role. You should have options for 45 minutes or 3 hours. If you can hold your audience for 3 hours, that's
Nothing
great.
Like it,
yeah. So, but, when we travel, when we go to other countries and they talk about Indian movies, what do they talk about? They don't talk about Indian movies imitating to be Hollywood kinds. They talk about Indian root, the movies which depicts the root and culture of Indian culture. So these are the kind of movies they want. I'm sure South India is so different than North India.
Completely.
Yeah. So we can really show them how beautiful the South India is, our culture is. That's what Kantara did. So I think they need more of Indianness or the proper cultural, depiction of our...
on this pitch alone, I hope somebody is watching this and, comes and supports you, saying, let's look at ideas from, I haven't seen roots movies in a long time.
Yes.
How does a Dharwad culture look, for example? In the 70s, we used to have those kind of movies.
I think Girish Kasarwalli movie.
Girish Kasarwalli also.
If you see their movies, they're so beautiful. I don't think we have movie makers like them now.
Yeah, it'll change,
hopefully it will.
Okay, you're from a small town.
Yeah.
How does a small town person consume content? He or she wants a big budget and big names, or are they okay to consume their stories around their friends type?
I watch Malayalam movies. I don't even understand the language. I don't know the actors if they're big or small. All I watch is the content. If it is great and if it can engage me for 3 hours, nothing like it. I have watched all Fahad Fazil's movie. I didn't even know how. Even today, I don't know how.
Is that the guy in Vikram? Vikram. I haven't watched a Malayalam movie. My bad, I'm sorry.
You should watch Bangalore Days, and there are a lot.
If you watch, movie?
If you watch one movie of Fahad, I'm sure you'll watch all the movies.
Fahad is the guy with bald hair.
He has little hair. He's a short guy. He's not like very handsome, very dashing hero.
Bangalore Days
what
is the movie I'll check out.
No, you should watch Trance.
Okay.
You'll go in trance looking at his acting.
How did they graduate to making movies like that? That's interesting, right? You hardly know. The big budget movies will be Telugu or a Tamil.
Yeah.
But it's always a Malayalam script that they've taken.
Yes.
Right?
So my co-actor from Radha Ramana did one Malayalam movie called Notebook. So that was his first movie. But we make fun of him saying, okay, Malayalam only used to do porn movies. We only know Shakila Chechi. That's all. But today, they're amazing at doing. True. I haven't watched any movie though.
I know. I'll tell you why. When I was a reporter I was a reporter in Indian Express, and in 2004, right, there was a case on a Malayalam thing, and they call it. Apparently they were shooting a porn movie, and that became page one, and Malayalam movie was associated with crap like that. Although there were people like Mammootty, Mohanlal, and all of them, right? But you're saying they are great movie makers.
They're great. They're amazing. I think everybody in India and abroad, they're watching Malayalam today. It's become such a big, and they don't do big budget movies. It's not about the budget. Yeah. They show the entire culture so beautifully, and they have good story. I think it's all about story, what you want to convey. And when you switch off the TV after watching the movie, you go back with the same story. It's there in your mind. That's the impact a movie can have.
Yeah, I agree. And you believe in movie making for good?
Yes.
What do you mean by that? Because I know you also ran philanthropy for flood.
Yeah.
And also one other cause.
Yes.
So do you think that could be, so can movies be used for good too?
You can give very sensitive messages through movies. Say now, Kantara was
Yeah,
so popular. Everybody is
absolutely.
talking about Daiva, which existed for a long, long time, maybe generations together.
If you talk to a Bangalorean, you'll say,
Yeah.
he's seen that.
Yeah, I have seen before Kantara Kola, Bhuta Kola. It's so beautiful. But now everybody knows it, and now people have started traveling to Mangalore just to see the Bhuta Kola.
Absolutely.
So that's that's a good way of projecting the culture to the world. So, and also I believe you can show a lot of educate people in a sensitive way, because there's a lot of change in the culture and the society today, and we can show that very sensitively in a movie. And I saw one of the movies called Kadai Si Vyavasai, where he talks about farming.
You said you told me about this in a forum once.
Yes,
yes. What was that about?
So that had such a big impact. I talk about that movie even today. Vijay Sethupathi, being an amazing actor, he produced that movie and he's played a small role in it. Beautiful role. It talks about farming, where the last farmer of the village is about to die.
Kadai Si Vyavasai is the last farmer.
Yeah. So now younger generation, you can't do farming sitting on the phone. They do say that urban farming is very easy. You can water your plants from the phone. You can, see its growth and the stages.
They must be smoking weed though.
But there are applications and companies running on it.
Absolutely.
Okay, but unless you see the beautiful stages, I'm sure someday they will say you can raise a child from an application. You can see the stages of the, but it doesn't connect you with the nature. You have to go touch, feel. Yeah. So that farmer was about to die, and the younger generation didn't know how to take care of the farming. So if you don't know farming, everybody will die one day without food. So it had a very sensitive, and after that, I don't know how many of them started really farming, and we seen so many urban farmers. But today, I love farming, and I was trying to have a couple of acres, but there was pani and everything you can't have unless your father is a farmer. My father was not. Today, because of that or many other reasons, the rule has changed. Now anybody can become a farmer, and there's so many so many passionate farmers. And if you ask me, what do you want to be in the future? I want to be a farmer too.
Mango plantations.
We have mango plantations, but I want to produce so much, because a farmer can always feed hundreds. Though he's rich or poor, a farmer will always.
That can be a story.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what you're saying. Filmmaking can be used for good. I want you to become a farmer for sure, but then who'll be acting here?
I'll balance everything.
Who'll be discovering?
I'll be watering my plants from phone.
That is happening, by the way.
Yeah.
There's a lot of agri-tech startups doing that.
Yeah.
So, okay, movie making can be used for good. What about your philanthropy? You did a couple of things. You ran a donation drive for people in Madras once, with the flood. And also during the COVID, you did something.
Yes. So during the Chennai floods and the Kerala floods, we sent a lot of supplies to them. And we had a similar situation in North Karnataka and Madikeri landslides. So we could send a lot of supplies immediately when it was required. And during COVID, we raised funds for PPE kits, and there was issues between doctors and the patients. So we tried to balance. I think that's just me as a person. It was not an idea. I think everybody has their, one different kind of phase where they want to come out and do something good.
Does it help? Being an actress and doing that, was it easy? But did a lot of people respect what you're doing?
Yes. So I don't know how they blindly believe me, because that is taking up my responsibilities very maturely and handling it. I think that has added to it. So when I say I want to do something, there are at least hundreds and thousands of people standing behind me to support.
Which is your power, right? You can use it any which way you want. Yeah. And you choose to be responsible.
Yes.
And choosing, one of the messages that I want you to put out is you want to live responsibly.
Yes.
Your message to the younger people today who want to aspire to be an actress or an actor, how do you advise them to be? You already alluded to saying that it's a 30-year game.
Yeah.
You want to be in it, you got to do it.
Yeah.
Fund yourself some way, but you got to do it. Do this.
Yes.
But what is your advice in general to younger folks today? There's so much information, so much pressure. Your dad seems to be a sweet guy because he seems to have let you be what you want to be, and your mother too is a teacher.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't know that. That they won't come from such backgrounds.
Yes.
What would you advise them to do?
So now, what I would want them to question themselves is, why do they have to become an actor? Now, you did your finance, you did your journalism, you knew that you wanted to be, and you had some preparation. And you know that you can be taken care if you do this profession. So are you confident that taking up acting will take care of your life? At least you need to have that confidence. And if you want to take it up, what are the kind of preparation you are doing? Because college education or school education will not support you for this. And are you studying acting? And not just acting, you need a lot of other qualifications and skills. So are you prepared for that? And you will not straight away be a successful actor. Are you ready for all these hardships? And how are you preparing and upskilling yourself is the first question. And if you just look at fame, and if you think, I want to be famous and that's why I want to be an actor, that's a wrong thing.
So because fame just goes down very fast.
Yeah. It's today you're number one and tomorrow you can just be without any opportunities, which is very, very common for an actor. Even after giving number one movie, you have 1 or 2 years when you don't know what next.
Yeah, and the public forget fast.
Yeah, and to be consistent. Yes, that is a part of this which you have to handle it. So there were so many things you need to handle. It's not just the glamour and the beauty to it, and it's not very rosy all the time. Yeah, if you're prepared and just make sure you know what you're getting into, and because a lot of people after 1 or 2 projects, they get back to the normal thing. If that is the thing, don't even bother coming.
Shwetha, I've been enjoying this conversation. You're so honest about a lot of things and how the industry is, and you also say that content creators or creators today need to know finance.
Yes.
Why is that important?
Because you need to survive in this industry, and it's not like it's not salaried, right? And you get projects sometime and you don't. So you have to balance your finances. You might get great money in the first month, and then may not be anything for the next 9 months. So you need to be prepared, and you have to know your finances.
And you were right. You said the big actors will get the money, but the other actors have to.
It's like, I'm giving you an opportunity. That itself is huge. Why do you want payment? That's how they'll talk.
I've heard this so many times in the industry. An actor in Hyderabad, I won't mention him, he's now quite okay. And he came and said the first movie they said, we've given you an opportunity. They promised him 20 lakhs in the beginning, but then when the movie after it came out and was done, did well, they said, we gave you an opportunity. Why, you're signing 3-4 films. Why do you need this?
I've heard men ask when they approach for the producer, like, you get 20 lakh, then we will produce a movie for you.
Or pay me first.
They have to pay to get an opportunity initially. That's for a woman, I don't think, because they think women can't afford, maybe. That's why they don't ask.
They're still okay to women. I was about to say that they won't pay women.
But they'll pay you very less or pay you nothing. I'm giving you an opportunity. Maybe based on this, you can earn a lot more eventually. But how do I survive now? And that's your choice to make. If you say yes, then there'll be people like this asking all of them for free. So when you say no, that's a choice you make, and it's a statement saying, no, I'll not be okay with free thing, because you're working and you need to be paid. And he's also making money out of it, right?
Yeah.
If you do a charity cause, I'll do it for free. But if it is business, then give me money.
Or do they honor contracts, even if you put it in writing?
Contracts are very shady, right? Like, nothing holds good. Anybody, for me or for you, you can just do anything you want, and contract is of no good. So.
Wow. Yeah. How did you handle that? I mean, you said in the context of finance,
I believe in the people.
Did you get an agent? No.
No, not any agent, but I work with people whom I can trust. Otherwise, I don't work. As simple as that.
That is difficult. So young people have to watch for their finances in this industry.
Yes, of course.
Demand. You're saying demand, please demand. And if it does not, bad luck.
Know your worth, then demand. If you're not worth of it, then you cannot. That's the problem. People are asking who are not worth it, they ask a bigger amount. And people who are worth it, they are quiet today.
Finance is not about getting paid but also in the lean periods after the film, maybe you get paid. Till your next project comes on, you got to manage finance.
Yes.
The question is, most of them become socialites. If the movie becomes popular, you may be paid less, but you're popular.
Yeah.
Now you got to do all those parties and pay for it yourself.
Yeah.
So you have to manage that too.
Yeah.
So how do people do? How did you fare when you had that publicity and when you started going out? How did you manage yourself?
I think I had a very balanced life, even when I had a hit or when I'm doing nothing. I think I wanted to lead always a balanced life. So that made my life easy. And when you go out for socializing, I'm very clear why I want. Either it's entertainment and fun, relaxation, or it's business purpose. So
because networking.
Yes, networking helps. As a actor, you need to market yourself as well. You need to be in front of people talking about your because opportunities don't knock at your door if you're at home. You need to meet people, talk to them, and you need to tell them how you're upgraded every time. Today, if I get a shoot, I need to be prepared. I can't say, okay, I didn't do anything
So you
for 2
can't
years.
just be a socialite
No.
and go spend all your money and that's
Oh,
that.
no.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
That's scary, man.
Yeah, that's why people are started saying yes to freebies, but I think that is also wrong. But to, manage themselves, of course, if somebody is paying your bills, some hotel, okay, let's collaborate, I'll pay you for food and beverage, you come and market us, then that's wrong.
Partnership, right?
Yeah. But both has to be benefited equally.
So why, I'm sure creators should know this.
Yes.
They should know that charge your worth if you've trained.
Yes.
And make sure that you, till your next project, your first project work, but save money so that you could do some. That's why you did both architecture and this.
Yes.
And you were sorted. Why don't most people do that?
I think they get into it very early before knowing what they really want to do.
Okay.
And they're not really prepared. They just see the rosy part of it and they don't know what really goes behind it. And that's when suddenly they have to face this, they don't know what to do. That's when they fail.
Okay, I want to talk about women and pay scales.
Okay.
Is it atrocious or?
Of course. Everybody knows it in every industry. I don't know about that, other industries. But here the pay scale is very different.
Why?
It's almost 1% to 10%.
I think women can make more money. At least in the US, I see more women making money. Not in Hollywood. I don't know about Hollywood, but today women go do shoots and they earn from Patreon and all that. If they're artists, right? What about here? Nothing of that sort. So let's talk about the industry, film industry. They don't pay well.
No, they don't pay us well. They don't.
Why is that?
I made more money in TV than movies. That's because they think giving opportunity in a big screen itself is a big thing, more than the pay. More than the money, it's the fame that I'm about to get.
But they're okay with making the money.
Of course. So they say that they invest on the hero because they get paid in crores. And you ask for a lakh, then you will be like,
so why is the women? I thought it's the men are doing well because the fans are women, no?
So this is a chain of reasons. So they say that people come to theatre only to watch the hero. Now they are...
It's so unfair.
Because women are not given an opportunity. Is there any lady superstar, especially in Karnataka, if you ask? No. Or in South, I don't know. So they don't
all
create...
go to Telugu, unfortunately.
Now, I don't know. I don't watch much Telugu movies. But now, I see Trisha, Nayantara and all that. Yes. They do women-centric, Samantha. They do. But very few women-centric movies which are commercial.
I'd agree with you. There's Vijay Shanti, the old actress, was my family friend, and she was the first one to break out of this male-dominated thing. If you remember Vijay Shanti, she used to do all these police roles. And
right.
We had Malashri here.
Right.
That's interesting. But you're saying generally that's not even 1% of the females trying to go do well, right?
Because there's no opportunity.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the opportunity is what? Because they think they can't act? Or is it because they think that, you're just a woman? That's so unfair. That's so sexist also.
Yeah.
I don't want to be saying that, but it's terrible if that's the case.
So that's why I think...
Why should our women then take acting? I don't know why.
Yeah. It's just that, okay, you have nothing to do. Anyways, you'll be married. Instead, go act. Maybe a couple of movies. We'll get
especially for the rich girls.
Yeah. That's it. If you can afford the lifestyle you can, then go. Otherwise, it's not really a profession where you can make too much money. It's not that. So that is why we need to have a lot of women filmmakers.
So it's horrible.
It is. As of now, yes, it is.
So do we have any good women filmmakers from Karnataka upcoming? I know you have your production house. Again, guys, I'm reiterating. It's called Sakkath Productions.
Sakkath Studios. Yeah.
Sakkath Studios. Yeah. Check them out on YouTube.
Yes.
But tell me, apart from you, are there many more women?
I haven't seen many, though I have my classmate Sheetal Shetty. She's made a couple of movies. And we have Sumana Kittur, who has done a couple of movies. So there are very few. But I am not sure why they did not do so far. I have never interacted with any movie maker so far, and I don't know why they failed to make more women-centric movies, or I don't see many women movie makers. But I'm sure this generation will have. You'll
be the change.
I want to be, if I can, definitely, and that's the effort. That's the thing I want to try. I want to create more women-centric stories because I think women play a very important role in your family or the society. Why not talk about her?
Yeah, why not? Why not? In fact, I think. I confess, but a lot of the movies I go because of the actress sometimes. But they should be paid well.
Yes, of course.
I'm putting it out there. I wouldn't have seen Pushpa, not for Pushpa. I went there for the actress also.
Right.
But she gets paid well. Why can't the other women get paid well?
Yeah, slowly we will be there for sure. But it's a
But it's really skewed, is it? Karnataka industry, I feel so sad.
I mean, I think it's there in everywhere. Priyanka and Deepika Padukone, they fought for it and now they're getting, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But you need to fight for it. And I don't see many girls or women fighting here. Unless you fight, you won't get it.
And
So-
you're saying that out loud. You're saying the Kannada girls
yes.
should demand
Yes,
that
of
they
course.
should be paid well.
So when I said no to 3 of the opportunities because I was going to be underpaid, there was somebody doing it for free. So whom would I blame now? The movie makers or somebody who grabbed
was
it?
that a new girl or something?
No, they were not. They were just happy to be here because they think they can, now if you're on TV, there'll be some brands endorsing you. You can make money somehow. But that shouldn't be the mentality or the attitude of women,
No, this has to change. And I think as a man, I'm putting it out there that, we all talk about women in business. And, did you know, even only of the 108 unicorns in our country, only 1% of them are women founders. But
Right.
1% is, so it's one or two. It's
I know.
run by women, very few. Not more than 5% sometimes. It's bad even in business.
Yes.
And it gets worse here. But would you recommend young girls get into cinemas? They should
course.
get in.
They should. It's like any other profession, and you don't have to be scared about anything. And as long as you're good and you want to work for it, and you can go for
and
it.
demand.
Yes.
Demand. And that's
Be
why you say
very
work
clear.
with people who really can deliver good projects.
People said, okay, she's married, let me not cast her. Cool, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
want such opportunities. And
I wanted to ask that question.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
yeah, now that I'm married, and I got into the industry only after marriage. So
Yes.
they thought, okay, she's married. Why? Maybe she's not interested, and now people think I'm having a baby, which is not true. So they'll assume and cook up all kind of stories. I'll be very out and clear when I have a baby. I'll come out and say, but they have their own reasons not to give opportunities. I don't see you're talented. Doesn't matter if you're married or not. Right?
Yeah.
It's the talent which matters. Fine, it's okay if they don't give me an opportunity. I'll create my own.
No, which you are. And I would suggest all you girls again, check out Sakkath Studios, right? Okay,
Yeah.
Sakkath means great, right?
Yes.
It means that. Okay, my final question to you. Where to from here? Next 18 months? Where do you want to be? Where do you see yourself?
Oh,
What's
I
going to
think-
happen? It's too long. Is it too long?
No, not really. I do have some goals. So me and my husband Pradeepa, hopefully we'll do some movies and series and we'll be out. We have already done 5 series, which is
And you
amazing.
signed up with AHA, one of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
We sold it in Telugu for
Okay.
AHA, which did really good.
Okay.
And so we hope to create some more magic here.
So, but you Kannada movie stars or whoever's watching this or anybody in the film financing
if you want to
business,
fund, if you want to create some movies, business opportunities, get in touch with us. That's it.
that's great. Do you read a lot?
Not a lot, but I do read.
What did you like reading in the past, or what do you miss reading?
Of late, I've been reading a lot of self-help books. I think I need to stop there because it's not really helping. It really doesn't help. So I think I'll go back to classics and I'll read some mythology, some
Do you
history.
like reading mythology?
Yes, I love to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Any particular thing that comes to mind right now?
I've been reading about Sita recently,
Mhm.
which is not from a story from Ramayana, where there's a different version of Ramayana through Sita. So that's what I've been reading
Or
now.
is it Ramesh Menon's book?
Um,
Oh, there are many books. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
yeah,
I know. I'm put you on a spot there,
Yeah.
but there's
Yeah.
lots of books on the Ramayana
yeah.
and the Sita story.
Yes.
Okay, women power, real, keep it real, or is it too much? Is it too much towards accusing men today?
No, we don't have to accuse. We just have to accept the fact that we are different. Just accept that first. And it is real. We are very different. If they talk about equality, I don't see many people working in construction industry today, if you're thinking of. So we're different. Accept it. And we are great in certain things and we're not poor at certain things. Not everybody. Again, it's not general. Somebody must be great at powerlifting and I'm not. So you, as an individual, you're different.
It's funny why powerlifting came to your mind, but there are women who do powerlifting.
Yeah, they do. So, but I can't do that. So
I get
everybody
it.
is not the same.
So I get it. You're saying accept that we are fundamentally different from men.
Very
There's no
different.
need to accuse.
No,
So
not
love
at all.
each other is the question.
Yeah, the more you compliment each other, I think you'll come out really great.
Absolutely.
So,
And I'm
yeah.
going to compliment you. You've been wonderful. And this has been amazing as a podcast where I generally talk about business. This has been about lifestyle. It's been about business. It's been about curation of content. And I wish you the best in all these fronts. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was
Thank you,
lovely
sir.
to be a part of this.
Thank you.
Thank you.